Po tayo sa usapin po ng satisfaction rating ng kasalukuyang Pangulo po natin. Sa kasaysayan po nating bansa, Mayor, talagang pag-upo pa lang ng presidente, mataas talaga yung satisfaction
Of
rating,
course.
mataas yung
Of
grado.
course. Normal
At
yan.
pag alis niya, mababa. Parang na-break lang yata yung record during sa panahon ni former President Rodrigo Duterte
Yes,
na mas
that's right.
mataas pa kumpara doon sa kanyang pag-upo, no? Pero ngayon po, meron pang at least 2 taon bago ang next na election. Masyado bang napaaga na bagsak agad yung net satisfaction, negative 15 ang net satisfaction rating po ngayon ng Marcos Jr.?
Alam mo, meron akong listahan doon sa Cebu, MJ. Ito, kawawa na naman, no? Yung earthquake sa Davao. Ilang earthquake na ba na pumapasok sa country natin? Okay. Now, aabot ng bagyo. Tapos, ang dami yung listahan eh. Yung hair follicle, listahan ng debt servicing natin, listahan ng inflation, unemployment, underemployment, listahan ng korupsyon. Wow! Paano yung maaakyat yung satisfaction rating when all of this litany is creating dissatisfaction? So do not be surprised that it will continue to be. Continue yan, hindi na yan mapipigilan. That's why I've always been maintaining that the ascension of Sara as president is unpredictable, predictable, and inevitable.
Pero sa kabila po nito, Mayor, meron pa rin silang paliwanag, palusot, rason, bakit ganito yung naging grado ng kasalukuyan pong administrasyon. Kasi sa kasalukuyan naman daw, meron naman daw pong mga hakbang na ginagawa po ang administration. Sinabi pa nga na baka yung natanong daw hindi naabot ng tulong ng gobyerno. Kaya negative yung gradong ibinigay. Tingin niyo po ba itong hindi nagsisinungaling itong mga datos na ito at ito mismo yung nangyayari sa ground?
Alam mo, anywhere I go, sasakay ako ng taxi dito. Pupunta ko anywhere in Cebu and then some municipalities by chance, whatsoever, is simple lang ang tanong ko eh. Marcos Duterte, hahanap ka ba? Alam mo, sila pa magsusupply sa'yo. Bago lang, meron ko ng kausap, no, taga, let's say, I'll just want to protect them. Couple, sabi pa sa akin, no, Mayor, ang dami namin. Puro Duterte kami. Hindi yan ordinaryo, ha? Public official. Puro Duterte sila, Sara. So, I don't want to be exaggerating, but that is the truth. That is the temperature of the ground. Hirap hanapin. Paano ba makasabi kang BBM? Paano mo masabing Marcos? Kung nakikita mo yung mga problemang hindi na solve, pag makikita mo yung nangyayari dyan sa Senado, pumapasok pa yung Malacanang, re-recognize yung, ano bang ascendancy ng Malacanang to recognize who should be the speaker. If there is an impasse about the speakership, if it is justiciable, then the court will resolve. If it is a political question, then the separation of power will set in. So it will not be resolved among them. But no other institution, especially Malacanang, to come in. Otherwise, ano mangyayari ang governance natin kung isang institution is being influenced by other institution? And we always have understood the meaning of separation of power. Congress has the plenary power to legislate. That is absolute power to make laws. Executive, once all these laws are already been approved, their power is to execute. And the judiciary is the body of the last resort. Bago ko lang binasa doon, no, sa kasong Abilino versus Cuenco, nandun mayroon yung statement doon, no? Yung Malacanang pala, inferior kaysa Congress. Gawa mo ha, tingnan mo, sino bang gumagawa ng batas? Congress. Sino nag-i-execute? Ang executive. Ibig sabihin, sino bang nag-i-implement? Ibig sabihin, ayaw naman natin sabihin na follower or ano ba yung helper lang sila or pero ang power ng Congress talagang hindi mo basta-basta kasi profound yun. Very profound ang power ng Congress. Kaya nakita ko doon, oh, first time ako nakikita, oh, yung Malacanang or the executive has become much inferior than Congress.
Opo, Mayor, nag-umpisa po na bumagsak